Hi, kitty. Meow. Okay. Oh, you're up here now. You're gonna make this really hard to film. What's going on? Alright then. So, hey everybody! So this will be my February check-in for my no-buy year, and I've continued to hold strong. I'm getting to that point though where I'm like really, like wish lists are happening, and I'm already like plotting what I can ask for my birthday, because I'm just like, I want all the, oh my god, cat, I want all the things, and yeah, but it's not been too bad. Also, I will say that this month specifically, when it comes to like the book buying issue, I've really hit the libraries hard. And honestly, that kind of yields the same results for me. Like, I enjoy going and browsing the library bookshelves and picking out a book to take home and read. I enjoy that process about the same amount that I enjoyed going used book shopping. There's also a different outcome to that scenario because I don't check out like 30 books at once. Whereas when I went used book shopping, there was lots of times where I'd come home with 30 books to add to my collection. And that was a problem. And I didn't need to be doing that. The amount of stuff that I have, I'm 2 months in to this whole no-buy thing, and I'm just like, I have so much stuff to get through. Like, in my mind, I was gonna be like feeling like I was somehow withholding from myself, like I wasn't able to buy stuff, so I would feel like for some reason I was gonna suffer this year. And that has not been the case, because I have so much stuff that I still want to get to that I haven't had a chance to. I mean, I have hundreds of books and hundreds of video games. I haven't played a single video game this year. Like, that hasn't yet to happen for me this year, which is sad. I've read lots of books, and I've read lots of books that I own, but I still, like, have barely scratched the surface. In fact, the other night, I reorganized my books quite a bit, and it was just overwhelming to try to figure out how to deal with that number of books. I have too many books, and I'm aware of it. In fact, I actually have some footage that I filmed thinking I was going to use it in my vlog, and I'm not going to use it in my vlog, so maybe I'll have a clip or two here of just that process, because it was overwhelming, to say the least, and that's just like a section of my books in this clip. Also, last night, for some reason, I just, at like 9 o'clock at night, decided I wanted to do all of the projects. And so I started rearranging my bookshelves. And I've got like most of the ones in the living room squared away the way I want it. But we're gonna go to my bedroom real quick. This is the current state of my my bedroom. So this is gonna be my project. Figure out how to like make these shelves make sense again. Not that they made sense before, but maybe like make sense for the first time, or at least close to. That would be nice. I started trying to like organize by maybe series, and I'm not liking that. In fact, I'm hating it. And I kind of did some by size, which I've done before, and I like the look of, but again, it's not really something that is super convenient to find a book quickly. So I think I may like scrap all of this and go by alphabetical order with author, because I still have like all of this hanging out, and I can't figure out a system that makes sense. So I think I might just mix everything, because pretty much everything on this shelf is gonna be sci-fi and fantasy. It's all over the place. I can't decide if I want to like pull out my middle grade and young adult stuff, or just blend it all in. I think I kind of want to just blend it all in and see what it looks like. We'll see. I may not like film all of this process, because I'm scratching my head trying to figure it out. Okay, I think I finally found a system, even though I'm not entirely sure it makes sense. But basically, I had to put all of my young adult books on these 3 shelves because no matter how I did it, I couldn't get everything to fit on this shelf that was sci-fi and fantasy because it just wasn't working. So I had to instead change my game plan. So now this big shelf, there's a lot of middle grade here, and then this is mostly adult. There is a few young adult hanging out at the top here, and this is mostly adult sci-fi fantasy, and then that's that like orphan shelf down there where it's all the books that are a part of a series, but I don't have the books that come before it. I'm not super happy with it, but they're on the shelves, which is better than it was before, and I'm just going to have to accept the fact that I need to take some time to read through some of these books and see if they're ones that I want in my permanent collection, because a lot of times I'll read a book and then get rid of it if it's not something that I want to reread. So that's why I'm not buying books this year, because I ran out of room. Because for some reason I just kept finding books for incredibly cheap, and I couldn't stop buying books. So now I've taken away all of that, and now I'm going to start trying to like whittle down my collection as much as possible to make it more manageable, because this is a ridiculous amount of books. So looking at the number of books that I have, it really scares me to think where I would be had I continued book buying these past 2 months, because I was going out weekly, going used book shopping. I almost never walked out empty-handed. I could just find books for incredible prices. It wasn't even really I'm saving a lot of money by not buying books. I am. I mean, I know over the long term I am saving money, but I was buying books so cheaply that it was just a no-brainer to me, and now I'm just like, I have too many books and they're overwhelming. So I'm really like debating the idea that even after this no-buy, I'm gonna have some pretty stringent rules when it comes to books. Like, I'm gonna be more focused on trying to get from the library first off, and then if I really like the book, if it's something that I want to reread, that I want to deep dive into and maybe like annotate or whatever, then that's when I'll look into getting a physical copy. And if it's a book that I really want to read, and I know that it's going to be something that, if it's part of a series or it's by a beloved author or something, then I'll probably make exceptions to that rule. And he's just the most distracting. Why? Why are you like this? Anyway, I think like the quick summary of what I was trying to say there is that in the future I think I'm going to focus on There's no hope for this. There's no hope for this video. I'm not refilming. I'm just going to let it roll. This is going to be what this video is. Do not jump on the table, Toothless. Do not jump on the table. Do not do it. Don't do it. Sir. Sir. Good boy. Good boy. Anyway, I think what I was trying to say is that I'm going to focus on getting books from the library first off and reading them before I make the decision to actually buy books, and that way hopefully I'll be able to curb my spending in a much more long-term fashion. But overall this month I did pretty consistent to what I did last month. I saved the same amount pretty much. I think I saved technically like $20 more this month than I did last month, which is great. I'm happy to have that extra 20 bucks. I'm gonna put it into savings, and it's all gonna be fabulous. And yeah, I'm just continuing to try to really focus on not only not spending, but also the reasons why I spend, and how to extend this money saving process beyond just a year of like really harsh restrictions. Like how to have really practical ways to approach this after this year to where I continue to save money. So books I knew were a big vice for me, and I know that that's going to be something that I'm just going to have to deal with. That I'll probably go on a splurge once I get to the end of the year. I'm probably going to go on a splurge and buy a bunch of books in one fell swoop, but then after that I'm really going to try to like rein it in and really like support my libraries more, because I think ultimately I would rather check out books in the library and make donations to them than spend a whole bunch of money on books that I don't have room for, that kind of stress me out to have around the house. It's not logical. I did find a budget app that I like. He is excited about this video. It's called Fudget, which is the main reason I like it. That's the biggest reason that I like it. But it is a really simple interface. It's easy to track all of your expenses and your income for however you want to lay out your budget. So what I've done is I've done a budget for each month, and I'll just enter in my expenses and my salary, any kind of income that I have that month, and it shows the difference. And then you can also open up a chart, and it will chart out all of your different expenses in a pie chart and kind of show you the breakdown of those. Everything's lumped together. It's a really simple interface. It works really well for what I'm trying to achieve. There's no extra frills or anything fancy. It's just the basic bare bones of what I need. I'm trying to like really keep my months self-contained. I did notice that last month I kind of screwed up and ended up putting in some expenses that were technically December expenses. Hopefully in the future I'll be better at making those separations, since I'm entering all of these in month by month. And so far, like I said, I'm on track to save about like $5,000 by the end of the year on this no-buy, which would be awesome. It'd be a nice little nest egg to put aside for travel, or maybe a down payment at some point in the future. It's just a nice like starting place for me to have in savings. And that was my ultimate goal, to make me feel like I was in a situation that in the future, if I want to buy a house, I have that available to me. I have that down payment ready to go. And that would just be a nice peace of mind thing for me. Also, the fact that stuff stresses me out, and for some reason I kept buying it and bringing it into my house, and it was silly. And yeah, I love my books, and I love the collection of books that I have, but I don't need this many. I need to wean it down quite a bit, and I'm hoping to continually like work my way through books and get rid of books that I'm not super attached to, that I don't feel the need to keep in my life. And I think that that's the idea of the read first and then decide to buy is going to help that immensely, because it's a whole lot easier to decide to keep something after you've already bought it than it is to decide to buy after you've already experienced it. If that makes sense. Like if I buy a book and read it, I already own it, so it's going to be harder for me to let go of that book, even if it's a book that I didn't care for a whole lot. But if I check out a book from the library and read it and only was like so about it, then it's going to be easy for me to justify to not buy that book. So it's all about, you know, the value that we put on the items that we already own. We have additional value to things that we are already in our possession. So yeah, even though a lot of these books I got for dirt cheap, there's something in my mind sometimes where I'm just like, but can I really just get rid of it? And yeah, I can. I need to. I mean, I'm gonna have to do that, because that's just a necessity. I'm not gonna stop bringing books into my life. Books are gonna continually come into my life. After this year, I'm going to start buying books again. I have no intention on stopping buying books completely, but I need to like figure out ways to prevent myself from bringing in 30 books a week, because that's a situation that I was in for a while there, and that was really dumb. I don't know, maybe I'll be like super strict about how I buy things in the future, and only buy things that I've either already gotten value out of and want to continue to support the creators and have that as a cherished item, or something that I know that is going to immediately add value to my life. Like that. Those may be the criteria for my spending going forward past this year. But other than that, that's my February check-in. This is going to be a pain in the butt to edit. Are you better now? Are you better? Did you expend all of your energy? Could have given me some of that energy. I would have taken it.